So hello everyone, in this video we'll be starting our new series which is JavaScript exercises for beginners. In this series we'll be learning some basic stuff or we will be covering basic exercises for beginners to polish our JavaScript skills. So let's start with the first challenge, which is this one. So we have to print the below sentence in console, screen, and in alert. So we have to print all these below sentences in our console, in a browser console basically, and on the screen, and in the alert as well. Alert is kind of a pop-up that appears. So if you have completed your JavaScript DOM till then, after that you can freely start this exercise. If you haven't done that, so you can watch our series of JavaScript for beginners uh, to learn more about JavaScript. If you have already covered that, so you can start with this exercise. So let's go to our console and go to our Visual Studio Code, and then we'll be creating some files. Let me just create simple HTML file first, and then I'll be creating a simple JavaScript file. Let's name it script.js, and then I can zoom it out or zoom it in basically so you can see it clearly. Now you can see that I have two files. One is index.html, the other one is script.js, in which we'll be writing our JavaScript code. Here I'll be using uh, the shortcut or the Emmet abbreviation of Visual Studio Code. So you can select this one. You just have to type this symbol, and then you can select uh, this option. The first option will give you the complete HTML code here. Now let's name it JavaScript exercises, right? Now here what I will do is I'll simply log a simple or simply add a heading called JavaScript hello JavaScript, let's say. And if I save it and if I run it in the browser, open with live server, so you'll be able to see this in our browser. You can see this is running. Now what I'll do is I'll link this JavaScript file, which is script.js, to this HTML so we can inject our JavaScript code in this file or in this HTML as well. So there are two ways. One is you can link the JavaScript file at the top or in the head tag by using the script src. You can make use of this Emmet abbreviations, and it will give you the complete snippet of code. Now here what you can do is you can provide the path, which is script.js, in the same directory. So I'm providing it like this. The drawback of this approach is that sometimes JavaScript is unable to fetch all the other elements because browser injects every code line by line. So it will inject JavaScript first, and if our JavaScript code contains some HTML elements or modification of some HTML elements, it will not be able to find that because it is loaded first. So always remember, if you are using JavaScript files and if you are manipulating a JavaScript HTML code, then it is better to use JavaScript at the bottom as compared to at the front end or at the top in the head. So by this way it will load all the HTML first, and then it will inject the JavaScript code in which if we are modifying any HTML element, so it will not give us any error. So you can see this is added. Now in JavaScript code, to check this, let me just add a simple console.log. Console.log is a print statement in JavaScript you can think of, and this print statement will give you the print uh, result in the browser console. So let's check it. If we go to our browser, now if I right click on my HTML page, and if I click on inspect, or you can use Control Shift I for the shortcut, and if you click console. Console is the main terminal kind of window you can think of. Here you will see all the logs of your JavaScript file. You can see I have added this log. Check. So this is shown to us. You can see. Now here what I can do is I can change it to something else, which was uh, this one. So we can add this single quotes. So we have to add this as well. So we have to log this out in console. So the first task was to add this in console. So let me just add single quotes. Always remember when you are using when you are using single quotes in your string, you have to use double quotes around it. Otherwise, it will get mixed. That's why. So let me just write single quotes now, and I can write. Let me just see. Okay, so the sentence itself is single quotes. If I run it, I should see single quotes in the console. You can see. Now the other thing is we have to write this like German double quotes. So we can write that. Now remember that if we are using double quotes, then we have to wrap it in single quotes. So that we'll be doing. So the first one is this one, and then we have German double quotes, and then I can close it with this symbol. Yeah. If I save it, I should be able to see that. You can see I'm able to see that. Now here you can see we have a simple English double quote, so we can write that simply. And remember, I told you that if we are using double quotes in our strings, so we have to wrap it in a single quote. English double quotes. If I do that, you can see it is there. Now it's also a programmer's double quote, so we can use that. It's the same one. Programmers double quotes. We can use it. You can see this is it. Now if we carefully look, so this is I think a double apostrophe, so we can add that instead of this. No, this is not the one. I'm unable to find that in my keyboard. I think it is the same one. So let's save it and see if that works. So you can see we have written everything in our console. So the data is in the console. Now we'll be working on the other thing, which is printing these statements in our screen or on our screen here. So there are different ways to do that. One way is that we can make use of document.write, which will allow us to write any uh, HTML text or normal text in our browser screen, or basically in our index.html. So we can specify that. Let me just write it like this, or if I just copy it here, you can see. Let me just save it. You can see we have this. other three as well, and if I just copy and paste all document.write to instead of console.log, it will give us this text. But that's more confusing, so we'll be adding a line break by adding a br statement here. So this br will give us a new line. If I save it, you can see I'm getting a new line. So if you want to have more space between them, so you can also add one more br. So this was it. Now we'll be doing the same thing in alert as well. So let me just add an alert, and now what we can do is in a single alert also we can write everything. Otherwise we have to write multiple alerts. That we can do. Let me just show you a simple alert first. So let me just add this thing. You can see this is this. Now you can see this br statement is not working here. We can remove it because the alert will not render HTML. Only that will render. Let me just see the exercise. Okay. Now simply what we can do is instead of this double quotes, I can write these tilde symbols. So these tilde symbols will allow us to have both single and double quotes in our code basically. If I write it like this, you can see we have this. Now let me just add a line break. You can see we are having a line break. Now simply I can do is I can also add a line break here. Let me just make it to the new line as well. Now here I'll be copying this English double quotes as well, and then after that I'll be using this one as well. If I save it, let me just refresh it. You can see we have single quotes, German double quotes, English double quotes, programmers double quotes, etc. And on the screen as well we are having it, and on the console as well we are having it. So this was this exercise. I hope you got it and we have completed it. Now what we can do is we can also reduce this single quote with multiple console log. Instead of that, we can simply use this one in a single console and in a single uh, document or write as well if you want. So let me just show you that as well. So if I do a single log instead of multiple logs, if I comment it out, so that will work as well. So instead of multiple console.logs, you can add a simple console.log, and by using this tilde symbol, so that will also work. And now in the document.write as well, we can simply do this. If I paste it, you can see I think I added double tilde symbols. So yeah, now instead of this thing, we can add br statement to execute it. If I save it, you can see we are having it. So this was it. Instead of multiple console.log or document.write, you can also use in single console.log as well by using this tilde symbol, which allows us basically it's a string modifier, or like we, which allows us to write as double quotes and single quotes all together inside one single string. So this was it. I hope you got something. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in the next exercise.